introduction music or something.
I can do that next time. I can do that.
What? Yeah, you should. You're a video audio guy. Why don't you get us some cool little dun dun dun? You know, I don't know.
Well, there we go. That's all we needed. Welcome, everyone. Community Day. Thanks for being here with us. Apparently, I'm double speaking.
Really? How? Is it me? I wonder.
Oh, we're double speaking on Discord.
On Discord. How?
Oh. If I'm double speaking, then it's on yours.
Okay, let me try this. How about now? Say something.
Check, check. We good? We good?
Still bad, huh? Let me leave and then we'll try now.
All right. But then people can't hear you on the Discord.
Yeah, hold on. How about now? Now is good. So yeah, it was me.
Did you right click and put my user volume down on the Discord?
Yes, I did.
Well, yeah, my echo stopped because Wes isn't on anymore. So
try this.
we need him on here.
Dang it. How do we
join back in? Okay.
All right, you're muted and your volume's down, but
check.
Put on some headphones. Maybe that's it.
Yeah, it's just the StreamYard's coming over the stream. Apologies for the technical difficulties. We're just getting this sorted out.
All right, that has to be it. Is that it? We good?
Yeah, that should do it.
All right.
We good now? Yep.
I'll make a little note of that. Headphones on, mute, turn down the volume.
Then we're good.
All right. Get the hang of this.
Let's start it again. So, Community Day. Hey, everyone. Thanks for being with us here this morning, this evening, wherever you are in the world. We've got some new updates we want to go over with you that will change the game, change Stable Diffusion forever.
That's a big hype.
It's pretty big.
Revolve told me, yeah, his name's Ed. Revolve told me that he texted me this morning. He says, dude, I'm so excited. And he said, what he's going to show us is as big, as beneficial as the original ControlNet. That's what he's promising you guys. And if he doesn't deliver, I guess he's fired, but we don't pay him anything. So I guess he's just
pay me in pixels. Yeah.
we pay you in diffusion time. All right. Well, Ed, take it away. I'm only going to be able to join you guys for like 15 minutes. So I want you to dive in. I don't have any announcements. We don't have anything that we're like business wise talking about with the business. We're doing great. Everyone's in the creators clubs. You guys are keeping the lights on. Thank you so much. We're trying to get a better deal on our graphics cards, on our GPUs. That'll probably be the next month or two. We're going to probably do some structuring with pricing. It's only going to get better because if we save money, we're going to pass that on to you guys. So that's, I guess, the most exciting part is we're going to rework Creators Club. We're going to rework some of the storage tiers. We're going to take a look at some different pricing options. So if you want to be involved in that, if you want to have a say in kind of like where we're going price-wise, we're probably going to listen to the people who have, been in the platform the longest and have obviously, spent the most money here. But yeah, if you guys have any questions or like concerns about where you think that should go, feel free to hit me up, send me a DM or email admin@RunDiffusion. We'd love some feedback because like really we feel like we're the leader in this space. Everybody's copying us. Everyone's doing what we're doing. So we feel like we don't like we're the trailblazers on what pricing should be. And so we want to have a really good value proposition for everybody. So that's our main goal. Looks like we have some more people funneling in. So as they pull in, Revolve, why don't you go ahead and just start showing us what you got?
Yeah, great. Well, the biggest update that we want to show off today is that you will notice this live so you can follow along. But the reference... Oh, wait.
Uh-oh, we in the right one?
We're not.
Oh, whoa, hold on. You don't even have ControlNet What one did you spin up?
Oh, this is ControlNet right here.
No, you don't have. Look at the version. The version's not there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, spin that one down.
We will spin that one off.
Might have hit the wrong
Again,
one.
apologies, a little bit of technical difficulties. I'm a little slow. I'm just coming off a trip to Vegas. So not that I have a hangover or anything, just a little slow today. So we'll spin up another one here. This will need the pre-release again. Oh my God.
What is going on? Your internet all right?
I'm still talking.
Oh, that's true. Huh?
Okay, trying that again. Automatic. Here we go. Large.
Everything's
And
working for me over
pre-release.
here. Yep.
Yeah.
Those boxes. I haven't seen that. You see how your boxes are all
new this morning. Yeah.
Oh, can you send that to?
I will.
Send that to.
We'll get it going.
We'll figure that out.
But anyways, let's talk about reference only, because I'm talking big. I know I'm talking big hype here about it, but it is pretty incredible. The idea is that reference only is a preprocessor. So there's not even a model in the system. It's just the preprocessor, and it's able to do incredible things. Basically, there used to be a method that was like a hack, and I hadn't heard of it before, but essentially people were able to in-paint an entire picture. So if you had a 512 image, you would create a blank 512 next to your image and in-paint what you wanted in there based on a previous image. I know that
sounds
it doesn't make sense, but it's like but they were using the in-paint to like basically create a whole new image. And what it did is it was able to like closely recreate the other
some
image.
Context.
Yeah, because it's like it's basically using the previous image to create the new image. Yeah, and the way that it was doing that is through what's called the attention layers in Stable Diffusion. So this is the tech part. It's boring. We're spinning this stuff up, but it's important to understand that what this reference only does is it redirects the attention layers to match your image. So if you put an image into it, you get almost the exact same thing out of it.
Well, let's talk about that.
It's pretty incredible. It's pretty incredible. So there's a lot of benefits to this. I'm not just talking about.
Well, give me an example of what you would use this for in like a workflow, like how what's the workflow?
Yeah. So there's a lot of workflows. One thing is it's a control net. So you can mix and match it with other control nets. You can mix and match it with embeddings, different models, and still get that similarity. Okay, here
that's cool.
1.1.179. So
latest version as of this morning, or maybe last night. If they push an update, I might not have gotten it.
Here we go, and these are the three that we're looking at.
Cool.
So there's three different types of references. Reference only is actually, in my opinion, maybe the best. The other ones have varying sort of results, but it's going to be up to you to decide. So notice I clicked preprocessor. Right? Yeah, and the preprocessor is, that's it.
It doesn't even need a model?
Yeah.
That's what you were saying when I asked you. I says, what model do I need? And you're like, it doesn't need a model. I'm like, what model do I need? I asked you like 10 times, and you're like, listen to me. It doesn't need a model.
Which is just absurd, right?
That's like this so crazy.
Yeah. So while this model's loading here, I think that the main benefit I see for this, and this is why it's going to change the game, is you can take any image, pop it in there, get a whole bunch of images that match the style, and you'll see how close it matches a style. Like even using the default Stable Diffusion model, you still get incredibly close to your input image. And then you can just make unlimited training material. So War Anakin, hope you're listening, because this is the way that you can make like infinite training material. Like it's unreal. It's unreal how much you can get out of this. And what that means for Stable Diffusion is now there's no limit to the quality and fidelity of image that you can put in and get based on your style. It's just incredible. So, okay, we've loaded up a model. What I'm going to do is we will take a look at an image. Let's just do like let's just load in an image here. Okay, so this is a airbrush kind of weird image. We're going to interrogate clip.
Buggy training software. Is it not our buggy training software, right? Where Anakin, you're just saying
Just
like in general, Koya.
in general. I mean,
I'm like,
everything.
yeah, there's bugs. We're working on it.
Everything needs better training
Yeah.
stuff. It's just like, yeah. So we're gonna
Let me
interrogate clip.
let me talk about really fast why you had mentioned something I want to touch on. You had said something to the effect of how bleeding edge this is. Let me just explain. Yeah, I'll just keep going here. What we're doing, guys, like everybody who's here, we got 15 people. We have 15 people here in Discord. We have a couple people on YouTube and Twitter. Everyone who's listening, what you're doing is you're learning how to use Stable Diffusion with sliders and numbers. Okay. Now, the skill that you're learning is how models interact with prompts, how those interact with ControlNet, what ControlNet's actually doing. That's what you were saying, Revolved. You said you didn't want to get into the tech of it. I think it's important that everybody who's here does understand a little bit of what's going on. Here's why. You can go to Midjourney and you can generate the most beautiful things your brain can imagine. But do you know how it's being generated? Does anybody even know? I think there's an engineering team of 10 people. They're probably the only ones that know how this stuff is being, like how this is working. Here's the thing. In a year or two from now, how many Midjourneys will exist? Probably 20. How many businesses will exist that they just do this one thing and they do it really, really well for you? Probably 100. What happens when you want that thing that they give you, but you want a little bit more control over it? They're going to dust their hands, put their hands in the air and say, sorry, we can't help you. So what you're learning, guys, is the ability to understand Stable Diffusion on a granular, very basic, raw, like first, like within 3 days, you're going to have the best software available, either here or wherever you choose to go. We're gonna keep these images updated within 7 days, within weeks. We're trying to do like a weekly release, and is what that enables you to do is learn the ground level. That way, in 5 years or 2 years or even 12 months from now, you have a fundamental understanding of how this works, and it'll enable you to use any tool that exists or even work for companies that are building this stuff if you want to do this professionally. It just opens up so many doors. Looks like that loaded. I just wanted to give a little TED talk for 2 seconds on why
TED talk.
why this is so important to learn
Good.
this at this level. And I know
Yeah.
it's hard. I know it's janky. I know it's not for everybody, but you guys in 12 months are going to be the seasoned, experienced veterans going forward. So anyway, there's my talk.
Yeah, no, good pep talk. I'm pumped. So, absolutely right. There's so much to be done with this, and everything new coming out, you have the inside edge on that. So, what I did is I put in this image into image to image. So this is from my airbrush training set. Okay. So I've got like a whole bunch of these airbrush images, and I want to recreate this kind of airbrush style. If you look up close on this image, it's a pretty large image, right? It's a scan. So here you can see a lot of the airbrush kind of style here. It's totally weird. So like, how would you even prompt this, right? We have this prompt here. I used interrogate clip, okay, to create the prompt for this, which is actually pretty interesting, right? It's got an artist in there. For some reason, it thinks he's holding a cell phone. He is holding something. Cyberpunk art. I kind of like this prompt. So let's take it to text to image, okay? And before we even enable the ControlNet, let's just take a look at what it makes. We've got crystal clear and
Yeah, for those of you who don't know,
negatives.
yeah, crystal clear is something we've worked with War Anakin, who's in here. He's the tiger avatar. If you don't know about his project, he's trying to build probably a mid-journey competitor. He's been kind enough to let us have it here and run diffusion almost exclusively because we're helping him, with some GPU power and advice and everything. So jump into his Discord if you want to help him with that project. But yeah, we have crystal clear. It's one of the best models, I think, most versatile models out there.
All right. So let's just start with generating a few images, not even with the ControlNet, just so we can get an understanding of what the prompt looks like. Okay. So this is cool.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Creepy.
That first
Love
one was
it.
so good.
Yep. These are going to be really fun. So, but you'll notice they're not really like, this is a classic statue, right? It's actually Michelangelo. So none of these are Michelangelo, of course, because the prompt didn't say Michelangelo.
Wow.
Love that one. Whoa.
Wow.
Super weird.
This is just this is just default stuff, right? I mean,
Yep.
crystal clear default parameters. You just hit send, and you've already got some cool stuff. Very nice.
All right. So now let's take a look at what happens.
Yeah, you haven't
when we
even
enable
applied.
this. So
Wow.
now we're going to put the image in here. I'm going to use Pixel Perfect. What Pixel Perfect does is it matches it pixel for pixel to the image. So especially if you have weird aspect ratios, they're not exactly the same, Pixel Perfect will really help with your ControlNet to get it matching exactly. It does take a little bit extra time. So just keep in mind if you're doing like a deforum video or a big batch, that will add some time to your generation. Okay, so I'm just going to keep the rest of this the same. The control mode is really important. We'll go into that later, but I'm just keeping it balanced for now. And let's try another 6 and see how this affects things. Another thing you'll notice is with these images, we didn't really get any airbrush style, of course, right? So watch as it goes through, it generates. What we're really going to be looking for is how this, like, not only the style transfers, but how the posing works too. Hands going up there. Notice the head's in the same position in that one. Oh, he's holding a little guy. We could probably reduce this to like 704 or something to reduce doubling.
That's true. Yeah. Get it
Head
underneath the 768 maybe.
Yeah. So what's interesting about this is the hand and the head are in the same position. And let's like really take a look at these up close. You'll notice that the airbrush style is on here now. So like the way that is armor, notice the plates on the armor, that wasn't in there in the prompt. So like it captured the plate bolts. It captured the airbrush. It captured the head position.
It's looking the
same weird
direction.
thing in the chest, right?
Yeah.
So it's better than style transfer. It's better than just using like a canny, right? It's able to get that much more information. So I was able to get some really absurd results looking at some different things here, and we'll go through a few more. But like, what do people think about this? Are we looking realistic? I mean, we could probably like change this different one. We'll try some other ones because I feel like there's even better examples out there of what we can do to get like some interesting results.
That's crazy. Yeah, is there any questions? Anybody want to chime in? Is this as cool as we are leading it up to believe? So what this is basically doing, if I'm understanding it correctly, is it's kind of, oh wow, that is a lot of detail. Look at that. Oh no,
that's
that
the
was
original.
That's
the original. Yeah.
Because what it's doing is it's taking your image and applying kind of like a canny to it, because but it's not how do I explain this? It's not as like zoned in or honed in as a canny would be, and but it's not like a style transfer like what the style would be. It's like an in between, but the in between isn't garbage. It's like actually good stuff.
Better than both, I would say. Yeah.
Right. And you could probably turn the CFG up a little bit, and maybe even turn go down really quick for me, Revolved, if you wouldn't mind. What are some more of the settings that we have here? We have
Yeah,
style fidelity. Okay, I
we'll,
see. I
we'll,
see.
we'll go into it a little bit more here. I
So that
just
could be
wanted to
like
show.
denoising, maybe.
No, I know. I
No,
mean, I'll tell you what it is. Just give it a second here.
sure,
You know,
sure.
I want to get
Kind
a
of
better
jumping ahead.
example. Yes,
Yeah.
you're getting excited. I
Sorry, I'm
know it's
excited.
very
That is really. I'm
exciting.
just trying to like think of, I'm always trying to think of applications and, the whys of why somebody would really want to dive into this right now,
Yeah.
instead of waiting for Mid-Journey to put it in.
Well, they don't have any control. They have
Yeah, that's
like
true.
completely different.
Mhm.
So what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to like lower the height because we're getting a little bit of doubling, right? So maybe I could
Yeah.
put like a bold miniature man or something. I don't know. But lowering the height seems to be a little bit better. Yeah, there you go. Getting like much better results here. Without, oh no, he's still got the little toy robot. He loves his little toy
What
robot.
is it? So, with a piece of puzzle in his chest holding a cell phone. Interesting.
It's the cell
Maybe
phone. Yeah.
do you think it doesn't
Well,
know
this is
what
what.
cell phone is? Maybe
No,
like
it knows. It's just
it's
it's
just
trying to interpret it, right? So
making that a little.
let's
Oh,
try a
there's a
different
cell phone.
example. Let's try a different example here because there's little things that what's important is it's bringing like aspects of it to the image so that we're
Yeah.
not being captured by just the text image. So let's try this again. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in a new image
Wow.
and I'm going to take. So this is an image I actually created on a different platform when I was testing out training. So this is a training that I created to test it, and I didn't quite like. I liked the results and that I liked the style, but there was like no eyes. There was like lots of messiness. So it copied the style great, but didn't get the rest of it.
Like the
And so
details. Yeah.
yeah, so we'll just say like red top demon on her arm. Like what?
Hmm.
All right, Brahms, cool.
Demon.
So we're gonna try this.
A couple people in the chat are just saying maybe add like an extra negative prompt, like extra
Yeah, yeah,
finger.
yeah.
You could,
We can
of
go.
course, you could do that.
I don't
I
want to
don't.
spend the whole
We don't
time
want to.
like just
Right.
fine tuning one because
This
this,
isn't prompt engineering class. This is take a look
yeah,
at. Yeah. Right.
control net, and we
Right.
want to move through like a few examples here. So again, I'm going to turn this off. Okay. So we'll just take a look at what does the base generation look like with crystal clear. Okay, awesome.
Right.
Right? These are great. This is crystal clear, working its magic. Got a sword there. Got some Brahm painting style. Brahm's awesome, by the way. If you haven't seen Brahm's fantasy art before, check it out. It's extremely cool. All right, so we've got this lady here, Red Sonja, right? So let's clean this up. Maybe I'll use a VAE.
I'm gonna try and get that added to all the images.
Oh, I don't think it likes that one. Hold on, I think I have to use this one. This one gonna work? Yeah. What they're really tricky to load. Like
They
sometimes,
are. I just feel like
yeah.
it's going to cause so many problems. I'd rather just have, a specific VAE for each model
There
that
we
we
go.
know works with it. But yeah.
All right, so we've got our woman in red here. And what we're going to do is we're going to put on this. Now, we're looking for a specific style, right? We're looking for this, which is like almost like a comic book. It's a magic card artist that I trained, right? So we want to get that. And we compare to like the crystal clear stuff. It's much clearer, looks more like fantasy art, but it doesn't have the like thick lines, the texturing, any of that. So now we put that image in here. Enable, pixel perfect, reference only, keeping these the same. And let's just take a look.
Pixel Pirate would suggest maybe like a shorter prompt. I know that
Yeah,
sometimes ControlNet does like really
hold on,
short
hold on.
prompts.
I just want to point out one thing here. So we do not have any of the stuff on the image trained into this. Okay, so
Mm,
we put in this painting. There's no artist training in crystal clear on this. Like
right.
it's never been put into here. And so let's like see the results and see if it's close to the image that I put in there, which is trained on a totally different artist that's not in the Stable Diffusion image set at all, right? Like it's just a custom model that I had trained myself that the image wasn't in there. So now we take a look at the images and look at this. It's got the
Whoa.
comic book style. It's got like the
Whoa.
complexity. In fact, it even got the awfulness of my model. It's got the bad eyes and like the
It
stuff.
even took the bad eyes. Whoa. Okay. Okay. I don't know if anyone can understand the gravity of this. This means that you almost don't even need a model, like, right? Or this is what you were saying, where you
Mhm.
could actually, I mean, you could take all these images now and throw them into your training, and now you have so many more images to make your model that you're trying to train even better. Now I get what you're saying about that, and that's totally true.
Yeah.
But you may not even need a model if you just want like a quick win, and you're going, "Hey, here's my original image. Go create me 6 more just like it." Wow. Okay, that is pretty insane.
Yeah. So now we can come down here and use these
Yeah,
different
I
things.
see the
So
hype, definitely.
yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, and we've got a cool image. I'm going to pop this on the screen just for YouTube so you can see someone generated this in the Discord, which is awesome. I love that. I love that. Super cool, overgrown Michelangelo. Um, yeah, and you can use this in image to image, right? We're using it in text to image, so it's not using any of the image to base it as a basis. But imagine this with image to image. Now you've got image to image denoising and reference. Incredible, right? It's going
That's
to just have
insane.
such good accuracy.
Holy
So
cow.
so what I've seen with style fidelity, okay, first you have to be in the balanced control mode. Apparently on higher style fidelity than zero point 0.5, you tend to bring in some artifacts. And so you might want to just play with lower than that. We can try it out, see what we generate. What's nice about this is, we put in this one pose. Look how many poses we got out of it, right? Oh gosh, I better do this too.
That one's provocative, huh?
I know. I'm like, whoops. Put
I
that
know maybe we shouldn't
negative
pick
prompt in
women
there.
for I just it's
No,
probably
no.
just I mean, this was probably the best example we could give just because you trained a model, so you took like an image that you have from this model training experiment that you ran, and you basically just created a massive shortcut. And that's kind of why we're showing this. We'll pick some,
I've got a
other
lot, so I
images
just
next time.
happened to pick this one because I like the red, but then,
Right.
anyways. So take a look at these. All right. So we've lowered the style fidelity a little bit. And you notice how it's like a little blurrier, kind of. It's like not as sharp. So maybe we can, and there's the original.
Wow. Now
So
imagine doing this on top of a model that actually has that style baked in. You could get nearly perfect like additional generations, right? Or is
now,
that
yeah, exactly. Now look, we've
that
got
might
this
be moving
totally
there?
different reference, which is an angel. Okay, so we've had our
Mhm.
little demon girl. Now let's try an angel on top of the demon and see what happens. So we've changed the reference image. I should put this back at 0.5. Now the prompt is going to stay the same, but the reference image is changing. So what is that going to change? It's going to change like maybe her direction. And right now we have it on balanced, right? So it's like, okay, woman in a red top with a sword in her hand, demon on her arm, art of Brahm, right? So we haven't changed the prompt. And this is where the experimentation comes in, because I've had a lot of fun mixing different images as a reference to the generations. So we have no wings here. We could prompt that stuff in if we wanted. But oh, wait, there's a wing popping in. There's a strange wing coming through there. So we're starting to get some of the image popping through in that same style. So let's widen this image.
That is so cool. Hey, I have a hard stop at 10:30.
Yeah.
Have a meeting with a very important individual, so I gotta run. You guys keep having a good time. I can't wait to watch this recording. This is a bad one for me to miss. Sorry, I got to peace out.
No,
Everyone,
no, do your thing.
thanks so much for being here. We're growing every week. We love you guys. Go join Creators Club. It supports us. Um, you're great. Listen to Revolve. He's going to show you some awesome stuff. Take care.
Cheers. Thanks. All right, so let's try ControlNet is more important. So this will ignore the style fidelity mode. And now it's just looking at the angel being more important than the devil. Let's see what happens. So right away, notice the pose is the same. The wing is there. You've got this like object that she's holding is in there. So you can see that it really takes effect like immediately when you start using this. Well, I love the like creepy demon buddy she's got there. But we're still using the same prompt, right? So we can go back to image, get rid of this, and then try our angel gal here. That one's a little messy. Maybe this one. Again, these were from a model that like was a failure, basically. I loved the style, but like it just wasn't usable, you know? Okay, this looks good. We go back here, pop in the prompt. And now let's try that prompt with, it was with a different image, right? But we're going to try it with this here, reference only, see what we get. These are the old ones, love that one. Look at how close it got the space background there. It's got the wings, it's got the color, it's got the drawing style. Reference only is bringing all that stuff in. It's not just like a style transfer, it's bringing in everything, which is really incredible. And again, this model has not been trained on any of this stuff, right? This is totally different. And this is where the power of this comes in, because now you have like infinite training images. You can pop in an image that you like, even just one picture that you drew or someone drew, and then make tons of them in different poses, doing different things. It's almost like we trained a model on this. Yeah. Here's another one from Yavaz in the Discord chat, right? Taking that same image. And the image to image is going to help a lot there. I love what you got there. Let's try a different model. So I'm going to try this Ali's mix. Switch it up. Give it a sec to load. It's incredible to think of what you can do now with like multiple of these as well, right? Like you can start really remixing stuff in an incredible, incredible way. We've got like, what else do I have here that I can throw into the mix? Throw in some more here. Let's see. It's still loading. I've got a couple ideas, so you can try some of these interesting ones here like this. So we'll interrogate clip on it. So this was trained in, this was like a default 2.1 generation. 2.1 can make some amazing stuff. It's got a bunch of embeddings that I used with it. So we won't have the embeddings. Let's try to generate again. See this new model at work and how it interprets these images. Very dark. There we go. You can see the style pop in there. Okay, so we've got pop art painting, woman with flowers in her hair, clock in the background. This is really fun stuff. Let's change the model on this one as well to realistic vision. Here you see some of them worked really well, some of them didn't. It really depends on the model, right? You may have to like switch them around, find out what works. But we have here, ControlNet is more important. So let's put it back on balanced. Try this again. Okay, so we'll just do a few. Oh, no. Developer mode. Funny. Try an image here to see what the prompt generates. All right, pretty good, right? Interrogate clip is great. I mean, this is like pretty solid, what we wanted. Let's try the control net now. Doesn't even have to be the same image, which is wild, but let's do the same image here. Preprocessor, reference only. Let's try the Dane one. Give it a go. Try another 6 on this one. You can see how closely it gets it. Same lipstick. Same hair. It didn't quite generate properly, of course. Maybe that's the size. On a 1.5. So, I could do 512 by 512 if I wanted, but there we go. Perfect. Even has the white border around things. Okay, so what if I add an embedding to this? Let's try something weird. So like if we put marbling style in there, which is one of my favorite ones to test. Very cool. Another generation from the Discord. Awesome. Clock came through pretty nice. These are great. Keep them coming. Now here's deliberate. Again, this is a pretty small image, but you can see the look at the like how terrible the input image is, right? But we're getting incredible results out of it. And we can change it. We can put whatever we want in there. We could do this. What happens if we put a collage one in with our angel here? Just the ability to experiment with this one is just unreal. It's really, really powerful. So let's go to reference only. So now we should have a little bit of the marbling art coming through. And you can see it's like kind of messing with things, but the overall theme of it is staying there. Maybe we even move this up here. Now this is where the remix power comes in. Okay, so here's our reference. Look at our prompt. Look at the how incredible is this, right? Now we have the style from that image we put in with the prompt from that other image, and we're getting just like unreal stuff. Here's the control net. Look at those results. Very, very cool. So just the ability to like make variety is incredible with reference only. Super, super fun. Share original pictures. You mean the ones I'm using as the control nets? Sure. It's got the prompt in there too. If you want to see the prompt, these ones were created on default 2.1 with embeddings. But the other ones, I don't know where they are, honestly. Sorry. And they won't have the prompts and so on. And plus they're pretty bad quality. So here we can maybe change this and take a look at something else. So here's one. Let's actually put this in ping info. So now we can see this one, which uses a LoRa. I just want to make sure I got that LoRa loaded. I think I do. So Manga Wave is created by Proxima. Fantastic artist. Oh, I don't have Manga Wave on here. Oh, that's too bad. Have to add it back in. But let's just try this. I mean, turn off the ControlNet for now. And this was a different model. It was Luna Diffusion. So we'll change that. And here's our clock ladies. So the embedding's messing with it a bit, which actually isn't kind of giving us the result we want. I will mess with it a ton by loading in the custom one I made here. So check it out. Let's see what we get. Again, the power of this is with reference only, you can now take an image and remix it with new models, new embeddings. You can change the prompt, reimagine it. It's just like incredibly powerful. I've actually got a really good idea here for what we can do as an experiment with these. So we've got Luna Diffusion, we've got this generation. So let's turn off the ControlNet. We did. And let's run a few just to see what we get. So our original image was created with ControlNet. It's right here. This was with the Luna Diffusion model. And I used a ControlNet to get the like person in it. So you notice you got some like different things in there, but here we can see, you know, this very unusual style of this model, right? Just very strange landscapes and people. And now we can put in a ControlNet here of that person. So this is a generation we made with a LoRa, right? These do not have the LoRa, and the LoRa gives a kind of pastel style. So now if we enable this, pixel perfect, balanced, and let's just take a look at how it comes out. So we don't even have the LoRa, but let's see what we get. Is it going to bring in the pastels? Looks good. Got the same plates, like the same pose, same city background, same face. And what the reason why is it's driving the attention layer of the diffusion to bring it closer to where this model's like has that face and that pose and everything stored. So it's able to really hone in on that area. Here you see we've got the pose a little different, right? Just due to the variations in the seed. It's not going to be like perfect every time. And honestly, it's good that it's not perfect because we want it to create that variation. We want it to create these new styles. That's the original. Those are the redone versions. And Luna Diffusion was actually, it's a 1.5 model that's been trained on 768. So we can probably pop this one up. Now, what I'd like to do is we saw like how, you know, she's kind of in the same position. She's kind of got the same face. So let's add a second ControlNet. Hello, level bevel. And let's add in shuffle. If you haven't played with shuffle, it's very fun. I will say it's pretty great. Let's just take a quick preview of what it's going to look like so you can see. Look at this. Turned it sideways, melted it. You know, we can do it again. Every time it's going to be different. So see how it's like really, it's keeping the colors consistent, which is great, but it's going to have this different diffusion based on the generation. So let's try this now and see what kind of different stuff we get. So we've got the one attention layer of reference only, and then a shuffle. And if you guys have any questions, let me know. Happy to walk through some of this. I had a ton of fun with this wild one the other day. So this was a here, pop it in here. This was another generation I made, and this was a failed model training. Okay, so another one. Um, it was like a bunch of control nets. I think I made that with like 4 control nets or something ridiculous, and it just came out like a mess. But I kind of loved it. I was like, this is actually cool, but not quite usable. It's like very interesting though. So if we pop it over into image to image, you see you've got like a very simple prompt. So let's just try interrogate clip to see if we can get it closer, because the ping info prompt is like beautiful priestess collage painting, avant-garde Dutch art project. It makes no sense. But over here we've got colorful hair, swirling lines, airbrush painting, psychedelic art, which is all much more accurate. So we'll throw that in here, enable, and run a batch of those. Let's see how our other ones are doing. So these are going to take a little bit longer just because of the um, additional control net, right? We've got 2 control nets now. Thanks, Level. Yeah, it was a really interesting control net experiment. I just love like putting as many control nets as I can and running generations. I've done batches of just like thousands of images. One of the really cool things about this now is you also have this batch. So if you wanted, you could use a whole folder full of reference images. And just like, if you're in Creators Club, you just go like mount / private / image ref / whatever, and it would go through that entire thing. You could take one training set of like 100 images of people, and then take those as references and make like 100 different styles of those images. You could do like an entire set of people and then change the style. There's just so much that you can do. So look at how the shuffle affected these. Very interesting. It's like here you can see how the shuffle came in, which is absolutely wild, just like totally morphed. And there's a lot more like movement and flow and like differences in the cities in the background, but the reference kept it pretty cohesive, you know? So level bevel, what I'm thinking is reference only is the most incredible way to get deforum videos to stay the same. So let's take a look at these wild results that we got here. Totally bonkers. And this is with realistic vision. So let's change it to Rev Animated. A Dane and a Dane, attention. Good question. Out on Reddit here. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Because there was a pretty good image that showed the difference. Da, 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 Where was it? Let's see. Yeah, some of these are older. I'm trying to find one. I don't know. I mean, we can try it, but what I've noticed is it had like they would vary further from the referenced interest thing. Yeah, I'm not too sure on loopback either level. That's something we definitely want to look at. Very cool. Love this one from someone in the audience. Awesome. And look at this with Rev Animated, right? Rev Animated is slightly overtrained on this particular face shape. So you get that result more. You'll see that a lot with like Illuminati diffusion and other ones, is they'll just sort of revert to this like face shape. These are super fun. So we go back here. We can try a different reference. I mean, what happens if we put this as the reference? And we can even weight them less, right? You can be like, oh, actually, you're going to stop first. If you're getting a no space error, you might want to check your storage, but open a ticket if it keeps coming up. So here's the Rev Animated version. Super fun. It's got a little bit of the painterly style, lots of swirliness. Really love it, right? Like it's capturing the gist of the image and then remaking it. Yeah, these ones are coming out totally wild. And this is the beauty of like mixing and matching different images, you know. Don't use reference only, in my opinion, to just recreate the same image. Use it to really broaden your creative perspective on the work that you do. Use it to remix old work. You know, if you have stuff like I've seen people use stuff that they've had from DALL-E, from Midjourney, from all these other services, you can now load them in here and just completely remix them. Using all the advanced stuff in Stable Diffusion, like control nets, like embeddings, like LoRa's, you know, it's just incredible the power that this gives you to remix stuff. Take failed experiments, put them in, see what happens. You know, this guy looks super creepy. See what happens if I put a black and white one in there. Still have the colorful hair, so maybe that wasn't the best idea, but awesome. Love how these came out. And again, they have the shuffle on as well. So it's actually keeping some similarity because of the shuffle. And you notice the face is all in the same pose. So this is going to be really powerful for posing. Can lower the weight here. Again, you know, experiment with these things. The style fidelity, we can try pumping it up and just see what happens. Good question level on the how does it work on things besides people. So we can try that. Yeah, A9X, can you open a ticket if you're having a problems with that? We will take a look at it. Again, this is a pre-release, so we kept it on the you know, most recent version. If you do have problems with it, you may want to roll back. Very nice. Yavaz again, remixing that same image. Isn't that cool? Took in that image that I made there with the failed model and then turned it into something awesome. I love this. She even has the right amount of fingers. Incredible. Whoa. Okay, I think I broke it, which is great. Super weird result there. Love it. I like these ones. These ones were some of my first experiments with the reference only. So I was working with some of these witches that I made here, having a ton of fun. And this was the original image. So very wild. Okay, so let's turn off ControlNet 1 here. Keep this one on, and let's just try a standard Tibetan mountain. There we go. Got our mountains. Image to image. Interesting prompt for this one. Let's leave that. Hello, welcome from Hawaii. Glad you could attend. I'm glad you guys think I'm excited because I'm a little under the weather today, so it's nice. Look at this. The colors of the grass, the in-between hills, the mountains in the distance. It gets it all. Reference only. Incredible. The water. It's amazing. I mean, I had no doubt that it was only hits. Got a special request for this one here. I will copy image. Vehicle. Okay. Okay. We can do a vehicle. Here's the witches. Now these are in a different model, which is struggling a little bit. And don't forget different prompt as well, right? So let's try something that's been trained on vehicles. Let's actually use this anime sort of model here. We'll switch to the Orange Mix VAE. And to copy paste. So I copy the image and you just have to be clicked into the right window. So you can like just click here or whatever, and then you Control V. It may not work with all browsers. It may not work with all OSs, etc. Oh, I think I'll just interrupt it. It was generating a few. So here we go. So these were spot on, perfect landscapes with like incredible detail that matches the reference. So now we're going to try these guys, and I'll widen it a bit just so it matches. This one will go 512. Still loading there. Undo that. And what kind of vehicle? Ah, there's a reference. Okay. I mean, I almost feel like a Mustang's too easy, but if you insist. Because I'm pretty sure I can just prompt this and it will show up. Like if we don't even enable this. Okay, maybe not. It's going for the more modern one. Boo. Yeah, War Anakin's got the cars down. It's funny that it took the more modern Mustang. Okay, so we get the modern Mustang, enable. Let's see what we get. Color wasn't even right, hey? Because it says yellow, but here it's orange. But the reference only fixes it. It's guiding those attention layers. Here's the remixed one for A9X. You can see it's got a little city in there. You know, I think you could nail this in with the prompt. A little more brown than green. But pretty close, I'd say. All right, I'm going to have to wrap up soon. My throat is killing me and want to make sure that I take good care of myself. So, yeah, any questions, any last minute requests can be on anything, doesn't have to be on reference only. Happy to hear it out. Of course, this classic image was from Crystal Clear. Boom. Some really good stuff there. Here we've got our Mustangs made with an anime model. Very close, right? We could go to a photorealistic model and get something a little better, I'm sure. Take a classic sci-fi artist here, Foss. You know, take a look at one of the Foss ships. Copy image. Pop it in there. Yeah, and you don't even have to interrogate clip to get it. That's what's incredible. Sometimes it's awesome to just mix it up. About to go train my first LoRa on a person. I know Olivo just launched a new video on a good reference guide, so take a look there. We have a LoRa guide in the tutorials section, or sorry, the Creators Club library. If you want to look there, I did it on a style, but for a person, it's very similar. So yeah, start with the Olivo one because it's quick. We'll get you up and running. And it was just released like, I think like 3 days ago or something like that. So most up to date. Yeah, and let us know if you have any issues. You'll notice it's not live on the 1.1, so just use the older version. But we are working with the Dream Booth dev, so we're going to have some exciting stuff there soon. Just keep in mind. We are always looking to work with the devs, reward them somehow, figure out something we make it works. Here's the reference only, got some really wild ships in that same style. Yeah, one of my favorite old school fantasy sci-fi artists. Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to wrap it up there. Thanks everyone for tuning in. And we'll see you next week.